You recording me?
I said ready.
Oh, you. Well. Alright, hey y'all, Bubba here. Tonight we are making jumbo stuffed shells. So obviously you're going to need jumbo stuffed shells. I have a pound of hamburger with a fourth of an onion chopped up in it that we're going to brown and then drain. You need your jumbo shells, which you buy in a box of jumbo shells. You're going to need a jar or a can of sketty sauce. We got roasted garlic and onion flavored sketty sauce. And then you're also going to need some shredded cheese, which we have Italian shredded cheese, which is provolone, mozzarella, and Parmesan cheese shredded. You're going to need that, and you're going to need cottage cheese or ricotta cheese. Either way, whatever you prefer. And the hamburger cottage cheese mixture, that is going to be what is stuffed in the shells. So your first thing you need to do is you go ahead and get your hamburger brown. So we're going to brown it up in the skillet. You know how to do that. I've shown you 102 point times. You're going to need a 13 by 9 baking dish. You're going to need half of your sauce up front and then half here in a little bit. Let me get this open for you real quick. Come on. I hate this can opener. Some days it wants to work, some days it don't. Okay, so you want to take half your jar or half your can of your sauce. Spread that across the bottom of the baking dish. I'm gonna lay this here so the cat can get it. About like that. And then we're going to brown our hamburger. We're going to brown this until it's brown, about like where it is now. Then we're going to drain it off and let it sit for a few minutes and let the grease drain out. Because we don't want all of that grease. So while we're letting that while we're letting that drain, we're going to need the food processor. Or if you don't have a food processor, you can do it with the blender. We're going to run the hamburger onion mixture through the food processor to make a meat paste kind of deal out of it. I'll show you that in just a minute. We're gonna let this sit here and drain for about 5 minutes to make sure all the grease drains out, and then we'll be ready for the next step. Alright, so we have our hamburger and onions in the food processor with the standard chopping blade. We're just going to pulse this a few times. spin it. So I can. Now, a couple times you're gonna have to scrape everything back down off the sides. We're almost good. Just gonna add a touch of the sauce to it. Just go around the top of the meat one time with the sauce. You don't need a lot. Good. Good. That's about the texture we want. So you do that until you get the texture you want. Like I said, it's almost a meat paste. I guess the best way to describe the texture you're shooting for would be you can see it. See how it's like a fine meat paste. I guess think about when you was in grade school back in the late 80s, early 90s. Think of the sloppy Joe meat you got served in school. In the school. I mean, that's about the texture you're wanting. I mean, think of the old hairy lunch lady serving you sloppy Joes. That's what you want. Where it kind of looks like canned dog food almost. Now we're going to take some cottage cheese and mix in here. We're going to take a half container of cottage cheese. Laugh at me. How would you describe the texture that I'm trying to get them to get to?
No, that was a good thing. That was a good description. It was just, imagine the hairy lunch lady.
The hairy old lunch lady named Bertha has a cigarette hanging out of her mouth saying, "What you kids want for lunch?" I got some sloppy Joes, extra sloppy. Alright, off the sloppy Joes. Back to the shells. Stir this all up together. Make sure you get it all stirred pretty damn good. Okay, about like that. So then it should look, your mixture should look about like that, give or take. And then you just start stuffing it inside your shells. Some are going to be easier than others. Go ahead at this point, preheat your oven to 350. So that way, by the time you get your shell stuffed, your oven will be preheated. Okay, so once you got them all stuffed, you want to put your cheese on them. And it's going to fall and everything, yes, I'm aware. But just get some cheese on them. And then take the rest of your sauce. Pour it right over top of them. Now, you're still going to have a little sauce left over. So when you're making garlic bread to go with this, pour the sauce on the bread and then put the cheese on it. You make garlic cheese bread and you make like a pizza bread with it. So you put your cheese, then your sauce, and then a little more cheese across the top of the sauce. Just like so. Into the oven for about 45 momentos. Be back with y'all in about that long. Okay, so out of the oven into a bowl or your plate. Here's your like pizza bread that I was telling you about. Here's your couple slices of that. There's your finished product. Enjoy. Don't forget to like, favorite, subscribe, comment what you think of this recipe or any other recipe, or comment in the video you'd like to see us do. Don't forget to check out the Bean Boozle Challenge video. Will never happen again. Ever. Don't ask. Won't happen again on this channel. We are currently looking into other internet challenges that people have talked to me about and sent and everything. So there will be more challenges coming, just not that Bean Boozle challenge. Not happening. Links are in the description for Twitter, YouTube. Join the Google Plus community, Bubbas Corner on Google Plus. Until next time, I'll catch you all down the road.